All right, so this is our rented plot here in the town of Durham, Ontario. It's located 1 hour north of us. And seeing that we both work full-time and we can only check on the garden once or twice a week, it gets a little out of hand with the weeds and other tasks that need to be completed. However, most crops are still growing successfully, so we are quite pleased with that. So what you're looking at here is our open field block. It's made lasagna bed style with the cardboard laid down on the bottom, about a foot of manure, all natural livestock manure compost, and then wood chips in the pathways. First season did exceptionally well. We're blocking out the weeds. We're in our second season now, and as you can see, the weeds are getting out of control. So the cardboard is most probably completely disintegrated. It's all a learning process. We see now how this works in the second season. So this is our garlic patch here. It's about 55 feet of garlics, and the variety is music garlic. It grows nice big bulbs and they're quite tasty, very sought after for chefs. This is our carrot patch. We've got some carrots that we planted at the beginning of the season. They're doing quite well, and then the ones in the middle are succession planting. They're coming up now, so that's good. And then over here we have our red and yellow onions. So they're doing good. Some are doing much better than others. We've got some full-size onions coming up. And last year we planted onion seeds. And this year we actually planted seeding onions. And they're doing way better than the seeds that we planted last year. So that's the open field block. I'll show you some carrots that I harvested this morning. They're not huge, but they're carrots. Some Nantes carrots. Onions are doing pretty good. Some better than others. Now the peppers on the open field block for some reason are doing terrible. These are tiny plants with discolored peppers. Not good at all. I'll take you inside the tunnel now and I'll show you the difference and why tunnels are key into growing great produce. So here inside the tunnel, what you're looking at in the middle is our pepper row. Dramatic difference from the outside block. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure why, but these peppers are looking huge. And the plants are big, they're luscious. I can barely speak there. The peppers are growing like crazy on the plants inside the tunnel here. So I'm not exactly sure what the big difference is from the open field to the caterpillar tunnel here, but evidently it makes a huge difference. And these plants are doing really well for this time of the season. Nice big peppers. We've got some tomato plants here, and they're not doing as well as the ones at our home property just because we're not paying as much attention to them. So the suckers get out of control. Here, I took a sucker off to show everybody. The suckers get out of control and they get way too big. and we don't have time to stake them properly and tie them properly, so they're not looking as good as the ones at our home property, but they're still producing and they're still doing well. It's a great variety called Mountain Magic. It's the only thing we grow now because they're crack resistant, they're super sweet, they're a phenomenal strain, and that's what we make our ketchup and sauces with. I keep pulling tomato plants out of the path here because this row here is where we were growing our tomatoes last year, and when we harvested, seeds went everywhere, and every day that I come I see tomato plants like this guy just growing randomly, and I gotta pluck them out so they don't steal all the nutrients. Anyhow, this is our cabbage patch we're quite pleased with. Cabbages are growing successfully this year, looking beautiful, and we're going to be making some delicious kimchi with these. So we got our purple cabbage and we got our green cabbage, doing great, looking huge. These are humongous. And most of all, we've got our cauliflower, which is a little bit difficult to grow, but some of them have come out successful this year. So we're quite happy about that. And some of them are spotty, like this one. And I hear that happens with unstable temperatures. Either it's too hot or too cold, and they form into little heads like this instead of one full developed head. Like this is a good one. That's good. It is harvest day here at the farm, right before the farmers market happening on Saturday, and we are Thursday today. So as you can see, I've chopped off a lot of these cabbages. I'm gonna leave a couple just because I don't really have much storage space for them at the moment. Taking a lot of these peppers off, not a lot, but just a couple to have some at the market. And these plants are getting huge. They are developing massive peppers. They're going gangbusters this year, so that's great. Cabbages were a success. Some of them are bigger than others. That's the average size right there, just as big as my hand pretty much. And we got these massive green cabbages. So it's looking good. Now we gotta replace all this, so we definitely got our work cut out for us. Cauliflower is a difficult crop to grow for beginners, and we are in our second season, so we're definitely beginners. As you can see, some of them turned out the way they should have. They're quite small compared to, like, this is how you'll see a cauliflower in the grocery store, right? But this is pretty tiny, but this is like a perfect cauliflower. And then meanwhile you have these ones that came out as well, a little bit spotty. So it could be because it's too hot or it's too cold, they start developing like that. We got this monster cauliflower here. Yeah, we got our green peppers looking lovely. They're pretty big this year, and they're growing like crazy. They're all over the plants. Every plant's producing peppers like crazy, so happy to see that. Like I mentioned, cauliflower is a crop for advanced growers. You'll see in here
We have a cauliflower failure. This is, these have been growing the same amount of time as the others, and you can barely see it. It's a tiny, tiny little cauliflower. Cauliflower. There's a little bit of leaf rot going on in there. So I'm not sure if it was what was up with these ones here. If it's because it was this side of the tunnel. Yeah, look how tiny that is. Little baby cauliflower.
All this foliage, all that foliage
For this little guy.
they've been growing longer than, I don't know, 70 plus days. So it's a finicky crop for sure. I'm not so mad that they're so expensive now at the grocery stores. I kind of get it. But yeah, that's the first good harvest of the season. We've been harvesting here and there kale. Today's the first day that we got a decent harvest of a little bit of everything here. So at least this time our table's going to be a little fuller at the farmers market.